Wednesday was once known best for being a 90s goth icon. Now, in a matter of a few weeks since the release of the Netflix series, we have Wednesday 2.0, whose goth style inspired a whole new generation. Jenna Ortega has given us a new look at the beloved Addams family member, and boy, do we want more. But what's the latest scoop? What do we know about the second season of Wednesday? Let's get right to it. First up, what do we know about Season 2? The 8-episode first season of Wednesday, which was directed by Tim Burton, follows Wednesday Addams as she is sent to Nevermore Academy, a boarding school for supernatural outcasts, amongst whom she doesn't seem all that weird. In Season 1, the main plot surrounds the titular character who's figuring out how to fit in at her new school, but then gets caught up in an investigation over a murder that happened 30 years ago and affected her parents, Morticia and Gomez Addams. Even though the series centers on Jenna Ortega's Wednesday coming-of-age tale, the iconic Addams family's eerie members play a crucial role in the homicidal plot. The Addams Family series on Netflix suggests that Wednesday Season 2 might happen. There are still so many questions we want to be answered. Up next is Wednesday Season 2 happening. Bad news, normies. Netflix has not yet announced a renewal for Wednesday Season 2. But then again, the streaming giant doesn't usually give away details about how many seasons its new shows will have too soon. Though there is some good news, too, regarding the possibility of the second season of Wednesday. Co-creator Alfred Gao believes that there is going to be another season. According to him, there's a lot more to explore in the universe of the Addamses. While a specific date for the release of Netflix's Wednesday Season 2 has not been set, the streaming site normally renews shows 3 months after the Season 1 premiere. Therefore, it may be anticipated that Wednesday Season 2 renewal news will come sometime in February of 2023. The Addams Family show will be the first sequel that Tim Burton has directed since 1992's Batman Returns, if he decides to return for Season 2. Coming up, Season 2 may have to give up one of Season 1's traditions. After the emotional Season 1 finale, Wednesday Season 2 won't be able to continue its witty title tradition. We don't know if you noticed, but the word "whoa" appeared in the title of every episode of Wednesday Season 1. If you don't remember, Wednesday was named after the children's song Monday's Child, according to Morticia. More specifically, she got her name from the phrase, Wednesday's child is full of woe, which is also the title of the first episode of Season 1. But the term woe is substituted in later episodes to rewrite well-known phrases or pop culture titles, such as Whoa, What a Night or Quid Pro Woe. Smart, right? But it doesn't seem right for Season 2, does it? The custom of using woe in the names of Season 1 worked because of Wednesday's unhappy and severe nature. At the end of the series, the title character finally accepted her happy emotions in relationships with others, and she was no longer defined by her grief. While turmoil was the central topic of Wednesday in these 8 episodes, particularly because of the problems that Wednesday Addams encountered in Nevermore Academy, her emotional development now necessitates a different tone for Season 2. The woeful Wednesday is old news. Following up, could Wednesday Season 2 keep its title trend? The next episode of Wednesday Season 2 can opt for a fresh gothic theme that pertains to the struggle at hand, rather than using woe in every episode title. Edgar Allan Poe is frequently mentioned in Wednesday's first season. Therefore, Season 2's episode titles may draw inspiration from his works. The theme song from the Addams Family could also be referenced in the episode titles of Season 2, keeping the memorable melody present without actually featuring it on Wednesday's soundtrack. Each season of Wednesday could use a different word to link the episode titles and the overall subject of the story as the characters grow and the tone of the show shifts. Coming up, there are Wednesday Season 2 needs to answer. The first season of Netflix's Wednesday ended with a lot of important topics unanswered. Although the Nevermore students led by Wednesday Addams were able to defeat the monster and stop the plan to exterminate all the school's outcasts, Season 1 still left a lot of unresolved questions for viewers to consider. First up, who is Wednesday's stalker? Wednesday will battle a new stalker in what appears to be Season 2's main confrontation. Everything at Nevermore seemed to go back to normal after revealing Tyler to be the monster, or at least as normal as things could be at a school for powerful outcasts. But right before Wednesday was supposed to leave Nevermore for a break, she started getting texts from an unknown number that seemed to be stalking her. Intrigued rather than terrified, Wednesday appeared excited to pursue the new mystery. The ambiguity over who her stalker might be is something the audience has to accept. Tyler, who was shown tied and barely conscious at practically the precise moment Wednesday received the text, seems to be the only person it can't possibly be. Also, as Xavier was visible in one of the stalker's images, it is most likely not him either. Given that one of the images was shot within Nevermore and that an outcast, or more specifically, a normie, would stick out, the stalker is most likely an outcast in Nevermore's community. But all of the known students at Nevermore Academy, none appear to have a compelling motive to wish Wednesday dead. After all, her closest friends are Enid and Eugene, Xavier and Ajax, and even Wednesday and Bianca seem to have developed a love-hate kind of relationship. The stalker is more likely to be someone who the audience hasn't met yet or someone who managed to blend into the background for all of season 1. Either way, this mystery is as intriguing to us as it is to Wednesday. Next, in 5th place, will Tyler escape custody? A heavily chained Tyler was being driven to Nevermore in a prison van in one of the final scenes of season 1. He suddenly started to change into Hyde, seemingly against his will, so it is conceivable that the confinement suited to most normies would fail, given that the Hyde showed viewers his unusual strength whenever he was killed. And maybe this is why the prison van was traveling toward Nevermore. At some point in the illustrious past, the institution may have needed more novel techniques of restraint. We could expect to see the start of a manhunt that would very certainly end at Nevermore, where so many of Tyler's adversaries reside if he did manage to evade justice in Season 2. Tyler, a monster posing as a normie, developed a hatred for the misfits at Nevermore. Then again, Tyler might also end up as a prisoner inside the school if the vehicle had been traveling to Nevermore. While this is nothing more than a theory, Nevermore does seem like the kind of institution that would contain a dungeon where Tyler may be kept. Coming up, at number 4, will Bianca leave Nevermore? In the 5th episode, Bianca's mother showed up to coerce the girl into leaving Nevermore and joining Morning Song's recruitment drive, but she insisted that her mother allow her to be permitted to stay at least until the end of the school year after having escaped from the cult. Her mother agreed but warned Bianca that if she refused later, she would reveal to the public just how Bianca got into Nevermore. Bianca solidified her position as one of the most significant pupils in the school by playing a critical part in the struggle for Nevermore's survival. Although it has been implied that she entered the school by singing like a siren, she has often shown her ability and bravery. Her witty, cunning personality also makes a fantastic contrast to Wednesday's grim expression. While no one knew where Bianca would end up during Nevermore's brief closure, she proved to be important to the institution. Plus, without Bianca, Wednesday's main competition in Nevermore would be even less interesting. We all need a frenemy in our lives now, don't we? Next up in 3rd place, who will replace Principal Weems? Principal Weems was killed by Marilyn Thornhill, a.k.a. Laurel Gates, after spending the majority of Season 1 acting hindering Wednesday's ferocious search for the monster. In the end, Weems demonstrated that she had not been purposely obstructing Wednesday, but had instead battled with a pessimistic pupil because of Weems' commitment to the school and its pupils. So, as Wednesday's actions and personality frequently put her on a collision course with authority, her replacement will be crucial to the show because Nevermore's new principal will also have to deal with Wednesday's impudence and propensity for straying off campus. Possible candidates for the position of Nevermore's new principal include former Queen Bee Morticia Addams, or at the least, someone with superhuman skills. It'll be intriguing to see how the new principal's abilities will support or hinder Wednesday in her Season 2 endeavors, especially in light of the fact that Weems' shape-shifting abilities played a minor but significant role in Season 1. The aftermath of the events in Season 1 with the town of Jericho and the affluent Nevermore benefactors and parents will also need to be addressed by the new principal. Not all parents will be happy that their children almost died at school, unlike Morticia and Gomez. Following up at number 2, what will happen to Laurel Gates? The Hyde's handler was revealed to be Laurel Gates, who used the alias Marilyn Thornhill to hide her true identity. She carried out her family's desire to destroy outcasts by resurrecting the outcast-hating Joseph Crackstone. The attempted murderer, who was played by former Wednesday Addams actor Christina Ricci, might be essential to the 2nd season's main battle. Eugene had subdued Laurel with his bees when she was last seen, and Wednesday gave Laurel a knockout stomp to the face. Few people harbor a more profound hatred for Wednesday than Laurel, and even if she isn't the stalker, Laurel has a stake in the stalker's apparent intention to kill Wednesday. Her commitment to her generational quest to murder outsiders will not be softened by the defeat she suffered in Season 1. Not to mention, for her, the success of Misfits and Nevermore is closely related to the demise of her own family. Laurel can still incite an uprising from behind bars because hostilities between the school and Jericho will be at an all-time high. The supernatural powers at work in Wednesday Season 2 may present viewers with a town versus gown conflict that will be made even more dramatic and terrifying. Lastly, in the first place, could we see something develop between Wednesday and Enid? Sure, the two guys may have a thing for Wednesday, but do any of us really care for them? Just like us, even the cast agrees that one of the most well-liked couples on the show is none other than Wednesday and Enid. Yeah, we know they aren't a couple yet, but we can hope, right? Not to mention, Jenna Ortega has no interest in the romantic triangle that the show tried to set up. Just like us, she thinks Wednesday has no time for guys and has way too much more on her mind. Still, though, fans have argued over which of the show's 3 lead characters, played by Jenna Ortega, has the most chemistry with Tyler, Xavier, or Enid, which contributed to at least some of the excitement surrounding the pairings. Actress Emma Myers, who plays Enid, has already commented on that specific discussion. In a recent interview with Pride for a Wednesday event, Ortega reportedly said, "In a perfect world, Wednesday and Enid would have been a thing." Now, if the showrunners would just hurry up and make this ship come true. Are you excited to see a second season of Wednesday? Is there any one question that you want to answer most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.